So, how did we get here? Alright, so if y'all don't know, I go by the name of Lethal Mindset, and this is what happened. So we loaded up, we playing against the number 19th team in the world, alright? They 166-2. This is our second game of the day. Second game of the day. Alright? Going against the number 16 team in the world. With that being said, all this shows to me is that they're levels. These are things I already knew. This is what I call a reality check. That's all this is. One thing I do not want to do in this instance is play the blame game. I don't want to say you should have done this and this should have happened and 2K didn't. Like I don't want to play the blame game. It is what it is. We went up against a team that was clearly better than we were, and we got our ass whooped. Like it's straight up like that. We got our ass whooped. There's no reason to blame and say you should have did this or this didn't happen and 2K cheated here and like why? It's not gonna change the outcome of the score. I set a goal out there. I set a goal. The goal was to go against Black Market, who I believe is the best 2K team that I see on a pretty consistent basis. There's a lot of great teams out there, a lot of great players, a lot of pros and all that. Clearly this was a professional team. But if I want to be able to potentially beat that team one day, they're going against this type of team every night. And they're beating teams like this. And I didn't see them lose to a team like this. But that's the level of competition you have to be used to playing. Right? For me, even though I'm competitive in a sense, I'm really good at the game, but I'm a casual in the sense that I don't look at our record compared to theirs. That's what I mean by I'm a casual compared to. We got 13 games played in the Pro-Am. They damn near got 200 with 2 losses. That is a massive difference in the amount of time, energy, and effort somebody's going to put into their craft. I'm not making no excuses. The last thing I want to see happen in this situation, and I hope my Pro-Am team hears me on this, is to stop playing, start making new builds, and try to come up with creative ways to try to refine, revamp what we... None of that matters. It never has. I used to have a teammate named Dynasty. If you've been around with me for a while, you probably seen Dynasty. Dynasty was wild as fuck. But he was my dog. He'd do whatever you asked him to do, and he got really, really good at the game. Like he had when I first met Dynasty, he had a rebound and rim protector. So this was back then. And he could shoot threes with him. So that's what made him special. And from there, we end up building some really, really good teams. And then what'll happen is, as soon as we go against a little bit better quality of team, Dynasty used to quit. And the bad part about that is, it started spreading to the team. So, he'll quit, and then a couple of other people be like, oh, fuck it, this game over with anyway. And I always said to myself, why would we quit as soon as we start going against harder teams? That's when you learn the most information, is when you go against harder teams. The only thing you have to do once you start going against harder teams is to rewatch it and look at the film to see what the fuck happened. That's it. The reason why I've been so successful year after year, having a high win percentage and all this stuff in 2K, is because I will watch to see what happened and learn where I can improve. I have watched this game back just through editing. I ain't even watched it back in its entirety yet, but just through editing the video, I was watching something and I'm like, man, I just improved so much because I saw ways I could be better, shots I could have took here and there, where I could have manipulated the defense. And I never would be able to do that if I just simply quit out the game. And the importance of playing the game all the way through, for me, is very simple. It's one of those things where I want to see how this team reacts in a blowout versus how my team will react in a blowout. Like, because I know for me and my team, that's when, you know, somebody start doing something a little bit out of character, trying to get them a couple extra points and all that. This team don't do that shit. This team whooped our ass thoroughly through the entire game. They never got out of character. They never started taking shots they wouldn't normally take. And their defense stayed the same, consistent communication, all that throughout the entire game, winning or losing. Now, for my team and our team philosophy and everything, I'm not saying we need to communicate like them. I'm fine being different from the meta. This is the meta. Like, we're going to go against more point guards that play like this motherfucking, more teams that play like this as we continue to grow and build our resume as a Pro-Am team. Again, no reason to place blame, but I'm going to use this to get better. That's all I'm going to do. I didn't already seen a few things. I'm going to use this to my advantage to get better. And then I'm going to teach it to my Pro-Am team, and hopefully they use it so they can get better. Simple as that. Now, one would ask, what could I possibly do to get better outside of watching film, of course? Because film is where you're going to find the most things. But what can you do? The worst thing I think you can do is start making a new build. I'm going to tell you why. When I used to make builds, and I used to spend thousands on 2K making new builds. And the reason why I would do it is I would try to fix or correct everybody else. Right? It's impossible to do. If you sit there and make a new build, that new build, if you put them in the same situation, still would have got cooked, still would have got their ass whooped. Even if I played more like this point guard that I'm going against, he's better at that than me, he still would have killed me. Like, there is nothing I could have created that could have prevented this from happening. I'm fine with that. I live with it. Everybody else has to be fine with it and live with it too. It happens. I've seen the best Pro-Am team that I'm trying to go up against lose just like this, and nobody went and made new builds. They simply ran it back and then they whooped that team's ass. Like, I swear, I saw it. They was playing the series. They got their ass whooped. Made like one or two adjustments. And then whooped the team's ass. With the same exact build. They didn't go switch nothing. Didn't nobody go get like somebody that had a little extra this and none of that shit. They just play the game so much that they know what they need to do. We're just now starting to tap into playing the game more. Y'all gotta think, I quit playing 2K this year for some months. Like, I stopped at season 2. I think we had like season 6. I think it's like 9 seasons. It's like 7 or 9 seasons. But I quit playing for at least 3 to 4 seasons. I ain't even touched this shit because the cheating was so bad. Right? And now we're just now tapping back into it, and we're still a good Pro-Am team. This score that y'all see, it don't define us. What I'm looking at is a team that simply played their best game while we played our worst. That's all I'm like. They played their best game while we played our worst. I have never been this bad against a team. You know what I'm saying? Typically, offensively, I'm always going to figure it out, so I'm not worried about that. Defensively, I'm still adjusting to what the hell I'm seeing because although yes, sometimes it's easy to say what to do. Sometimes you don't know what to do until it's actually happening to you. Like I know for me playing against this particular team, I could not get a dunk. My whole system thrives off of me being able to go downhill and get a dunk. I don't know what was going on. I just simply could not dunk the ball for whatever reason. And I mean, I'm doing everything I would normally do. It just didn't work tonight. It could be a thing where we see the same team tomorrow night, and then I'm getting all the dunks I wasn't getting the first time, and then now it's a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? It comes with the territory. It is what it is. There's no sugarcoating it. Shout out to this team. They damn, we got our ass whooped. And I'm not the content creator that's not gonna show y'all this. The reason why I'm putting this out there is because, like I say, it's all content at the end of the day anyway. I get to show y'all win after win after win after win after win. So if you think we bad just because we finally lost one, this ain't the first game we lost. Like shit, it happens. Like most of the time when you see a loss on a record, it comes from like getting error coded or game just cutting out for whatever reason, some shit like that. Most of the time when you see a loss, that's what it came from. Most of the time we're winning. I can't sit there and be all happy and cheerful and joyful when we got sitting there winning and we're the ones blowing people out. Nah, I'm the same way regardless. Like the loss doesn't affect me. I'm actually excited because I get to get better. It's just like you have to have like-minded people that see it the same way. Now, I'm not trying to replace nobody on the team. My team is my team. Those are my guys. That's what I'm rocking with. And we get to have a choice, which is something you rarely get sometimes. Like we get to have a choice. We can either take this loss and just, kind of cry about it. Or we can take this loss, learn from it, and get better. That's the choice. There's no right or wrong answer. There's no, whatever they want to do, I'm with it. Like, if they want to take this, be like, oh, we can't compete with them. We're just going to be some rec warriors. We're going to be the greatest rec team of all time. Or they can think like me and be like, okay, we got our ass whooped last night. Let's lock back in tonight. And go out there and get better. That's just where I'm at with it. Hopefully they choose the second one and they think more like me, like Lethal. Hey, sometimes you just gotta take the L and laugh, but we got our ass whooped. Like even now, I'm like kind of playing it back in my mind. Some of the stuff that we doing, we could have took advantage of a few more things. We definitely could have took advantage of a few more things. We just didn't. And it's very hard to try to correct something in real time. Like for me especially, like it's really hard for me to try to tell you what I'm seeing and still trying to lock in and guard my man and, trying to make sure everybody's correct. Like a lot of times when you see me give up a lot of points, it's because when I'm watching the entire game, I'm looking at every little detail, sometimes so much to the point where I naturally move my player in position to try to fix what I'm seeing is wrong. And when I do that, I end up giving up points that I'm not necessarily trying to give up, but it's like it's the only way to correct where your position. So like if I get dotted in the corner, it's not because I'm not paying attention to the corner. I'm baiting the corner. Like shit, I done baited it 3 times. They never throw it. And then it's like the one time I step out the way, they finally throw that motherfucker. Alright, so it is what it is. I mean, at this point, the thing that could probably got me the most about playing this particular game is how, like, once we start losing, like, how, I ain't gonna say the chemistry went to shit, but how, like, the whole game plan went to shit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of these teams live and die by their game plan. So, like, the point guard playing the way he played, that motherfucker could have took 80 shot attempts and the whole team was going to be fine with it. Like me, I don't like that type of play style. So, I don't play like that. But for me specifically, it was crazy to me that once we, like, really started losing and, like once the game was, like, really for sure out of hand, how everybody just kind of, like, they started taking a little bit more ill-advised shots. We couldn't stick to the game plan. Like, the trust was gone, it felt like. And hopefully we can correct that. Because, like, you look at the game, if you look at the end of this game, I believe I had 4 points, which is fine. I'm not caring about how much I score. I never do. But I think I was like 2 for 7, which, like, even if you look at the shot chart, like, I'm not leading the team in shot attempts, which, like I said, sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. I'm not tripping about points. I'm just looking at, like, how much, like, as the game went on later and later, how much like our normal game plan, the give and goes and the shit that we would normally do, how that just kind of completely went out the window. Like, literally, I would come bring the ball down the court. I never touch that bitch again. I make one pass, I never touch that bitch again. Like, the game plan in which we would normally run completely ran out the window. I wasn't mad about it or anything at this point. Like, when you get blown out like this, you can't really even be mad about it. You know what I mean? There's no reason to be mad about that. Shit, I think they shot 32 from 39 from the three-point line. We gave up 32 goddamn threes. Like, what is there to be mad about? Like, if you want to be mad, play better defense. Like, you know, like, we scored 50 points. They scored 123, which means we lost by 73 points. 73. This shit looked worse than the fucking Hawks-Knicks game that I was watching. Like, this shit was bad, bro. Like, it got bad quick, too. I mean, I called a timeout, I still turned the bitch over. We couldn't get a dunk. We couldn't do nothing. This team was good. Shit, there's nothing to be mad about. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's all good. It's all love. It's being competitive in nature. It's like I said in the beginning, it's just levels. You know, if you want to be able to compete against a team like this, you have to consistently play against teams that play like this. Like, the worst thing I ever heard is to complain about all the teams playing the same and then you can't find a solution to stop it. You know, if every point guard plays the way this point guard does, then at some point you should get used to kind of guarding point guards that play like that. If I'm going against 99 lockdowns all day, this probably was, to me, even this lockdown who's ranked 12th in the world, he wasn't like the world's greatest lockdown in my opinion. 2K gave him a lot of bullshit for sure, which at that point I'm looking at the fact that maybe he has some specific badges that other lockdowns wouldn't have. Like, cause most lockdowns, you probably have 99 defense, 99 steal. But the interior defense and the ability to block shots probably won't be as high. He probably has all that in his build, and I don't know it because I can't see it looking at his player card. Not to mention, they play on Xbox, so I can't really go scout it the way I want to anyway. You know, once the game was over, I went to go try to look at the player card to see what the hell I was going up against, to see why I could not get a dunk attempt, and I couldn't find out. You know, it is what it is. But all I can do is take that information and, like I say, get better. I feel like I still did a great job playmaking. I didn't get as many assists as I normally have, and I damn sure didn't score as many points as I normally would. But if you look at the shot chart, if you look at the end of the game, the things I always preach, I had 5 or less turnovers. I just shot like shit. I think, like I said, I shot 2 for 7. I said everybody should at least shoot 50%. I didn't do that. So when that happens, I put the blame on me. I'm my own biggest critic anyway. That's why I don't really care what other people say. Like, I take it on the chin because at the end of the day, I still always feel like I'm the best player playing on the court anyway. So, this, like I said, this is a learning curve. I'm happy that we played against them. I'm not happy with the result, but I get a chance to learn and improve and be better. And you just go on from here and go on to the next one. I think next time we'll be better prepared because now that I know that we can match up against teams like this, because to be honest with you, throughout the years, we didn't match up against teams in the top 100. Hell, we beat the #1 team when it was when the game had the #1 team. We beat them. We have shown that we can consistently compete with the top teams out there with the play style that we already have. So I'm not even worried about potentially playing or matching up against other teams that play like this. It's like cool. It's like for real. It's like cool. What I'm trying to lock in on at this point is what did I see? And I can tell you a couple of key points before we get out here. One, I saw the point guard never really tried to go dunk it. I saw the shooting guard try to go dunk it. That's one. I noticed I could not really dunk the ball. I noticed that the big man, even though you see him shooting, didn't take that many threes, and the point guard rarely hit the slip a lot when we played better defense. So it's things you can take away from the game, regardless of what the outcome is. And I think you learn more from a loss than you do a win anyway. So we have to take this shit on the chin. We'll be back. I'm gonna actually show y'all the game we played them the first time tomorrow. I didn't want to give y'all the final of that one or nothing. I would just play it for y'all tomorrow. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's content. It's been Lethal. I'll catch y'all in the next video. I'm out.